Right, guys, welcome back to the Monday Club podcast. I feel as if we should start this one off, Gary. We're like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, it's fell flat in its arse, isn't it? Mark Dallas, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having us on.
You'll know what that was all about.
Aye,
Right?
Road Dog, New Age Outlaws, of course.
Come on, Gary. We had a full topic about wrestling, fucking right at the start.
I just want to fucking go home already, man. A minute in.
Don't worry about it, mate. I'm not in wrestling anymore. I left about a year ago. So.
Did you? I was going to say that. Did you? Is it all done and dusted?
Aye, well, the company's still running, but I was just done with it, mate. 17 years I done it for. We had a TV show that was on every week of the year. I had a TV show in, you like swearing this?
Oh, mate, swear what you want, aye.
TV show in fucking Iraq at one point. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was, we were in 35 countries, then we went on to like the WWE network. And then when we were on the WWE network, we were on like platforms that I didn't even know. Like, I'd find out on, like, somebody tag us in something. We were on Disney Plus in like Indonesia. We were on Fox in Australia, and I had to produce a show every week. And it was a passion when I first done it. See, people all think that was the one thing I wanted to do in my life, but it wasn't. There was loads of things I wanted to do. That was just something I did because I hated my job as a wee sort of creative thing to do when my missus was pregnant. And it just took off, and then I was like, well, I guess this is what I do now. And then it just grew arms and legs, and then 17 years later I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
That's what happens if something snowballs.
Great memories and great times, and running the Hydro 3 times, having 2 documentaries in the BBC made about us, won a Royal Television Society Award for a reality show that I hosted called Rogue to Wrestler. Barrowlands Hall of Fame, mate. That's just off the top of my head. Tons of them, man. And then talk about like wrestlers, like if you're back in the day, like Kevin Nash, Mick Foley, Rey Mysterio, Rob Van Dam, Sabu. All these guys worked for us. Jeez. And it's like, it started out as this thing that was just I went balls to the wall way, and then as it got bigger, the overheads got bigger. It became more about business and less about having fun. And eventually the business side of things and having to pay the bills and that overtook the enjoyment. And if I'm being honest, like for the last like 6 or 7 years, it slowly became less and less something I was passionate about. Now I still love the industry, made a lot of good pals there, a lot of great memories, toured around the UK and all that multiple times, but it just got to the point where I was like, this is just a job. And it's like, wrestling's like Groundhog Day. There's another show and another show. And it's not like any sport where there's seasons. It's just every week or every other week you've got a show. And you've got to write a show. Aye. And then you've got to, after that one show, write 3 episodes of television. Then you've got to produce the television. You've got to deliver it every week. You've got a deadline. I think we definitely produce well over 1,000 hours of first run content on major platforms at a fucking 8-9 year span. We need like half season, COVID for a while it stopped, and then WWE were like, because we signed with WWE for the last 6 years, that was kind of the point where I went, I'm just taking the money now, because it was like we were doing all these big things, but the risks were so high that a couple of rank steps and the house of cards could just fall down. So all of a sudden it was this guaranteed money, and it was big money. I couldn't speak about it at the time, but like it was 2 contracts, one rolled into another, and they were for like over the entire course of the contracts. If you added it up, it's 7 figures we're talking. Like, but then you're having to make a TV show every week. You're having to buy new cameras all the time. Cameras go out of date, and then they need new cameras, and the producer's going, we need these new cameras. How much are they? Oh, they're 3-4 grand each. How many do we need? We need 4 of them. And it's like, fuck, man, can we get any money for the old cameras? Oh, they've depreciated in value, so we're lucky to get £600-700 for them. And then you're like, oh, we need to get a video wall because it needs to look high end. How much is a video wall? Oh, well, we can get one for a deal for 15 grand and all that. And I'm like, so all these things add up, and then it's not like,
not enjoyable for you for the reasons you get in there.
And it's like, my family supported me at the start when it all took off and I quit my job. I had a job as a lifeguard, and we got a show on a wee crap channel called My Channel. It was on Sky, but it was on the basic package on Sky. So this was like 2010, late 2010 we got this, and we were on at midnight or 1 in the morning, something like that. But the rest of the stuff on the channel was garbage, right? So we ended up getting moved very quickly to 9 o'clock at night, and then I was like to them, can I get if I can get a sponsor for the show, because we weren't getting any money for the show, but it was a platform to promote your upcoming events and all that stuff, and it was all going in the right direction. And I was like, well, even though it's a crap channel, it is available to everybody that's got Sky. So who's to say that people won't tune in if they find out we're on there eventually?
aye.
So I've been in work and I'm on, like, I think it was like Facebook or something like that, and I'm like, I want to quit this job. So everybody starts messaging, do it, shite bag if you don't do it. All right, so I'm like, right. So I'm like, do you know what, man, I'm going to do it.
I'm not shite back.
Aye, I'm going to do it.
I'm
Right?
leaving.
And I was like, this is about to go, and I was like messaging hunters like energy drink companies and all that sort of stuff. And it looked very likely we were going to get a sponsor. And I've went in, quit in spectacular fashion, right? Told the boss where to go, tipped her a vending machine and all that, right? And then I've walked out, and I'm walking down to, it was Scotstoun Leisure Centre. I was walking down towards the bus stop, and I was on the phone to my missus, and I was like, that's me, I've quit. And she's like, ah, you're doing the right thing. We've got a young kid at this time, like, really young kid. He's 15 now, right? So he must have been a tiny, I don't even know if he'd started school. He hadn't started school. Yeah, might have still, I was in nursery school. So I'm walking along, then the phone goes again. That's how long ago it was. It was like a BlackBerry. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, hello. And it's the guy for the TV channel. He's like, we've had to pull your show off there. I've not even got to the bus stop, right? We've had to pull your show off there. And I'm like, what for, mate? And he's like, you've had a complaint off Ofcom. And I'm like, how the fuck have I had a complaint off Ofcom? And he's like, I can't really tell you too much, you know. I need to talk to my bosses, because this was a TV channel where the main company was based in Brazil. Because when the guy first phoned, Geez the show, he went, my name's Alejandro or something like that, right? And I've went, fuck off, mate, and hung the phone up. And then I've looked him up online, I went, oh shit, he's a real guy. And I phoned him back and I went, here mate, I'll take that TV show, right? And so I've quit, right? Fireworks, everything, man. There's no going back, right? And I've went, oh shit, I'm going on my phone and looking up on eBay how much it cost to buy a new vending machine and all that, right? And I'm like, fuck, I can't afford one, right? And I'm like, oh no. So what happened was, they had got a complaint, but they didn't tell me that.
Right.
So this had went back to the bosses in Brazil, then they were going after the main boss in the UK, and they've said, right, so what's going to happen is we're going to need to pull you off there indefinitely. And I'm like, oh no, I've just fucked everything. So
what a fucking half hour this is, by the way.
No. So I've then went to somebody for a newspaper that a mate of mine, the wee man, knew, and he said, we'll look into it. And they've contacted the channel, and the person on the phone when they've went to talk about this has started speaking in, I can't remember if it was like is it Portuguese he's speaking?
Aye, I think
Aye,
so.
I think that's
Brazil.
one of the main ones.
So
aye.
like then they've hung up the phone. So they've had somebody that speaks that language in the office. So they've phoned back again for a different number and went to ask a question again. And when they've went to start speaking in a different language, this other person's went on the phone for them and started speaking back to us. So they've caught them, right? And they've had to say some of what's happened. Then they've contacted Ofcom and they've found out that the complaint wasn't about us, it was about the channel. So the channel didn't have a lot of programming on.
Right.
Didn't have a big budget. So what they were doing was, in our contract, they could air our show 4 or 5 times a week. So the same show would go on, but it'd be like 3 in the morning. So it'd be on at 9 first run, then it'd be on at like 12 another night, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So they'd started airing this show. This shows how little these people knew about TV. At 5 in the morning, The Watershed. ICW is an over 18 show.
Right.
Bad language, blood, everything, right? They've started airing one of the reruns at 5 in the morning.
Aye.
The Watershed ends at 5:30.
Right.
So if you 5:30 on, so the shows are an hour long. So there's a half hour of this show that's airing out with The Watershed.
Right.
So Billy for like Shropshire or something's go up with his Cocoa Pops one day to watch Scooby-Doo or something, put on the show, and I know exactly what it was. We found it later. So it was a wrestler dressed as a nun with an upside down crucifix on his neck, who was fighting another wrestler called BT Gunn. BT Gunn had bladed, right? I'm not in the business now, I can see the insider terminology, right? He bladed, but what you would do to get it's just a tiny wee nick in your brow. It's kind of well known now. But what people would do is they would either drink a wee bit of like red wine,
Right.
or they would take a couple of like, I don't know if it was paracetamol or cocodamol, like 2 or 3 or something
Aye.
like that, and it would thin your blood.
Right.
Now, we're doing a show at the. I'll go back to that in a second. So we're doing a show no long after this at the Pavilion, one of Grado's big family wrestling bashes. So I'm on it as a bad guy manager or something, right? And I'm lying on this table in the back, hung here, right? And BT goes, "Hi, blah blah," and he goes, "Hi, and I'm a haemophiliac," and he's just talking to somebody. I went, you hold on, what? I went, "You're a haemophiliac." I went, "That means you've already got thin blood, mate."
Aye.
I was like, "So you thinned your thin blood?" So what happened was they're wrestling. They've went up into the balcony in the garage. He's hit him off a wall. He's done the thing, and he started pissing blood. Right? I mean, like about to pass out, but we're filming telly, and it was a different time. You would stop the show now.
Bleeding out, man.
But back in the day, wrestlers like him, you know what I mean? They're kind of old school, and he'd have been like, he wouldn't have allowed us to stop anyway. So he was just like, "No, keep going." So the ref's asking, "Are you all right? Do you want us to?" He's like, No, we're going to the finish, the end of the match anyway. So the finish is that he's going to get took round in the balcony and thrown off the balcony. So he gets thrown off the balcony by a guy dressed as a nun with an upside down crucifix on, off the balcony, like a crimson mask, like drenched in blood. It looks like a horror movie. And we've said to the Billy Kirkwood, who's our host, our commentator at the start of the night, had said, this is the first time he'd said it, "Ladies and gentlemen, you can swear, you can do whatever, but don't say the word cunt."
Aye.
Well, that was our only thing the channel says to us. They'd said, anything else is fine, just don't say that word. So what did the crowd do, right? 700 people with a hug. So as he's getting thrown off the balcony, covered in blood, the whole crowd's going, "Cunt, cunt, 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 cunt." Right? So we got through half a telly. And then that was my first foray into running a wrestling company full time. But they'd supported me since then. I'd quit this guaranteed money job. It was a lifeguard council job, really good paid job. And I felt like, I was like, right, I turned down the first two offers for WWE, met Triple H and all that. I turned the first two down. I had like, Finn Balor.
Hold on, you met Triple H? How the fuck
I worked for Triple H technically, mate, for 6 years there, do you know what I mean?
We can't gloss over that, man. That's class.
Aye,
How
and
did
Road Dogg that we were talking about. So there was
Aye.
one time when I was going to meet them, and it was they were doing the Hydro. They were doing a Raw and SmackDown at the Hydro. So I'd been on tour, and Finn Balor phoned me, and he's like, "Look, Mark, he just wants to meet you." And I'm like, "No, because I know what it's for." And I'm just like, I know, like, we've been the rebellious company saying fuck this and fuck that and all that. And I knew if I take this deal, I'm in wrestling terminology.
You need to
I'm
toe the party line.
and I'm a sellout and all, do you know what I mean?
Aye.
And I don't give a fuck about all that now. Do you know what I mean? It's like saying if you're a independent music artist and you sign for a label. I think the thing with us was that I was very vocal of saying fuck WWE and fuck this and fuck that.
Aye.
But it was just like to get that rebellious crowd in and behind it and all that. Do you know what I mean?
Cult following that.
Exactly, right. So they've contacted me again, and then the first time I meet them, SmackDown was getting filmed. Was it SmackDown? It might have been Raw. Whatever one they were filming first. I went down the first day with my family, sat me in front row with my family, like had a person there going, if they need anything, getting this and that, took my boy backstage to meet a bunch of wrestlers, get merchandise and all that, try to like schmooze me a wee bit, right?
Aye.
So the next day I'm going down myself, and I've went in, and I've no say the wrestler's name because he works there now, but he said to me like it was mind games was what they try to do to you, and he try and fluster you a wee bit before you go in for a meeting. So I kind of twigged that this is what they were doing, right? So I've tried to no sell it, but it's terrifying, right? So I've went in, they've went, "Oh, Mark, you have to stand here." So I stand next to the ramp, and it's like Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon and all these people in the ring practicing a thing for later in the night on the show. And just leave me standing there like a spare prick for about 20 minutes, and I'm just standing there going, "What the fuck,
Check
man?"
your phone and all that.
Aye, mate, every 2 minutes.
Get up the road.
Battery's got indeed and all that. I'm like, what am I going to do now, man? You know what I mean?
Looked at all my gallery and everything.
And then one or two of them have came up the ramp as they finished their bit, and then Daniel Bryan came out and went, "Oh, you're Mark Dallas," because he recognised his for Insane Fight Club, the documentary we done, because I think that aired in like every wrestler has probably watched every wrestling documentary, and it was on Netflix in America at one point. It was only British Airways flights. Now I remember one time getting a flight somewhere and opening the book and seeing a photo of my face in it, and I was like, "What the fuck, man?"
That's class, innit?
Apart from the fact, mate, I had a cast on my arm because I broke my arm in a match, and it was all graffitied, and I had a pure burst couch. Burst couch hairdo and all that, man. I'm like, I hate that photo, but to this day I always think, see if I die, that'll be the photo that goes everywhere. That will haunt me, that photo, right, where I look like a bag of shite.
Put it on your wee funeral comic.
I made a wee pamphlet.
But it's mental though that you started a company in a company that size are watching everything you're doing.
Oh, I watching everything.
Do you know what I mean?
Watching everything. And when I used to say this back in the day, right, people, fans online would go, "He's full of shit. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's delusional." And it was like, well, none of them mention it now that, well, turns out they were, mate, because we fucking signed with him.
I remember watching a video on the internet, I can't, it was on YouTube, and it was somebody who's heavily involved in the WWE, but they spoke about you at an event that you held, and they get what the words the guy was saying about you was tremendous.
Oh, is this Paul Heyman?
Did he have long hair?
No.
No.
Oh,
But
mate.
Paul Heyman might have been. But he was-
Paul Heyman's a kind of heavier
Aye,
older guy.
yes,
So
aye.
he ran ECW in America, Extreme Championship Wrestling. He was kind of he is one of my heroes, my
Aye.
idols. So he was doing this spoken word show at the ABC, and we were there having a couple of beers, and they never told us he was going to say something about me during the show. So as soon as you've had a couple of pints, the seal is broken, so I needed a pee, and there was somebody for the show kept coming up going, "No, Mark, you need to wait." And I'm like, my back teeth are swimming, man. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he's went, "It's Mark Dallas in the house." And I was like, no danger. It'd be like being a boxer and Mike Tyson turning around and going, "Here, mate, you're a cracking boxer." Do you know what I mean? And he was like, "Oh, he's like me," and all this stuff. And it was like, this moment, it still doesn't seem real. And I'm just like, I can't believe this is actually happening. And then gone backstage after it and meeting them and stuff. But there's a lot of guys in WWE now and other places, big places that came for ICW. And that never used to be the case. It'd be like one person for Scotland would get signed, or before that you'd have Rowdy Piper, who wasn't even technically Scottish. You know what I mean? And now there's, I don't know how many Scottish people have been signed in the past couple of years off the back of wanting for ICW, but you know, it's double figures.
That's mental, isn't it?
Aye, and there's still, I mean, there's like still people that are on Raw and SmackDown and stuff like that worked for ICW and stuff like that. But I'm getting all over the place. So what I was saying there was, went into the thing, he goes, "Oh, loved that documentary," like, cheers. Then person comes up, taps me in the shoulder, goes, "Sorry, I wasn't meant to leave you standing here." And I'm like, all right. So then they take me to stand up the stair in the corridor.
Yourself a bit,
Right?
but-
But
Fucking move you here.
Aye, but I've worked. I've done a show before in that building, so I know the layout of the building. So then as I'm going upstairs, Rhino, a wrestler, Rhino, comes past. He's worked for me a couple of times before, and he goes, "Hey, Dallas," he uses a hug and all that. And I don't think that they're too happy about this. I think because there's like people coming up to me that have
know
worked
you
me before or
and
know
stuff,
me
aye.
through somebody and that. And then I walked down the corridor. Road Dogg for the New Age Outlaws was one of the writers. That was the guy that started the show there that he was trying to say his wee catchphrase.
Right, okay.
He comes up to us and goes, "Hey kid, love your shit," and shakes my hand. So I'm like, oh
You
my
must
God.
have been buzzing,
That's
man.
cool, man.
Aye,
right?
that's fucking
So then they
class.
Try to
started.
be composed,
I'd
I
have been
know.
like, "Ah, fucking suck it."
Mate, we were meant to be on a show once in Paisley where I was meant to be managing a team, and it was meant to be Billy Gunn and X-Pac, and we were meant to be with Grado and a few other guys, and we were meant to be bam up a DX
Aye.
or something like that. We get like, Grado and everybody all coming out with DX stuff,
Aye.
and then one of them didn't get on the flight because I think he got caught with like edibles or something, pure stupid, right, in the airport. And then it all fell apart. So at the end, there's this great photo of us, man, pure buzzing like we boys doing the circuit, hanging Billy Gunn standing behind us, looking like he'd rather be anywhere but Paisley, man. He's like, aye. Like, how the mighty are falling, man. He's like, pure pointing to his eye, and he's like, his face just looks. I'll show you it after the podcast, man.
Dejected, man.
Aye, man. He's just like, what is going on, man? We're all meant to be pros, man. We're all just like, yeah, let's break it down, right? I nearly done that and all when I was Triple H showed up in one of my shows. So this is after this meeting. He showed up in one of my shows in Cardiff. But I'll get to that in a minute if you want me to talk about that and all. But so then I've been stood next to Vince McMahon's office. Now I've said Vince McMahon can go fuck himself before on a show at the Barrowlands, right? And big Drew McIntyre that works there was working for me at the time. We were at a party after it, and I went, maybe I went a bit full on there, man. And he went, "Mate, he'll see that." And I went, "No, he won't." And he went, "Mate, they cut bits out of things and they find out things and they'll show him that." And I was like, "Oh fuck, man, is he got to come out here and like, punch me in the mouth or something, man?" He's a big boy, right? And I was like, right. And then eventually they come and he goes, "You're not meant to stand here. You're meant to go into this dressing room."
Right.
And it's a wee tiny dressing room. And it's JBL and Kane are in this dressing room. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, fuck, this is
Are
terrifying,
they
man.
just shooting the shit with each other? Or are they just fucking...
Aye, and they just pat me in their private dressing room
What
and
the
they're
fuck,
like, "You
man?
sit there."
So bizarre.
And then like JBL's known for being a bit aggressive and all that, but he was wearing a kilt. So I just bounced up and started talking about, "Oh, your kilt and all that, but where's your wee hanging all that, your wee dagger and all that shit?" And he's like, "Oh," he's a bit taken aback. So I just start chatting to him. And then the person standing in the corner, and I think they realise, "Oh, this isn't Fluster them." And they're like, "Right, Mon, you can go meet him now."
Is that right?
And then went in to meet him, and it was Regal and Triple H. And Regal's always been brand new. Great guy, William Regal. And Triple H has always been brand new to me, I know. Like,
I can't believe this.
Aye.
No, it's just a
It's not an everyday meeting.
Aye, Triple H.
So I say that-
WhatsApps me now and again,
so I said I'd think about it, right? He says, I'll think about it. And they said, look, well, it'll be a good offer. And I was like, I know, mate, but like...
Did they give you any numbers at that point, or was it just like an...
No, at that point. But he says, I said, I'll hang, see that Glasgow thing I calling everybody, mate.
Aye.
Eventually, when we started working with him, somebody said to me, you need to stop calling him mate all the time.
Aye.
And I went, I can't, mate. You know what I mean? It was like, and he'd call up and everybody
No
would
bother,
be
mate.
like, they'd be like, because his name's Paul, they'd be like, hello, Paul, hello, sir, and all that. And I'd be like, it's happening, mate, and all that, right? And I'd always go, what the fuck am I doing, man? And but then somebody told me, they're like, you're the only person that he doesn't bother with that way, because there was another guy that worked there, an older guy for Liverpool, and he said mate a lot.
Aye.
And he got chastised for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, why? But I think because we were an outside entity that had a licensing deal
Right.
with them, and I wasn't actually fully employed.
Aye.
Even though we essentially were, but we were our own company.
Even if you were, though, what fucking difference does it make?
Mate, it does there. It does there. That's what's so mental about it. I think it'll have changed now that the ownership's changed to the guys that own the UFC and all that. But it was because I remember having a tryout for working for NXT UK, and it was this 2-day thing down in Plymouth, and I went to sit. So get there that night, shoot the shit with some people that worked for me. Next day, get up, get on the bus, right? And I go and sit at the back of the bus with my pals, the wrestlers that I know.
Aye.
And they're like, whoa, you can't sit up here, mate. And I'm like, how? And they're like, you're meant to sit down the front of that. But they're like, as if they're biffing out about it, as if they'll get in trouble.
Aye.
And I was like, And then the next day, I go in the lift, like, one of the management were like to me, look, we'll bring you in today, like, directing vignettes, like on location videos and that, and then we'll work up for there. And I just said, look, I don't really think this is for me. And they were like, you think I'm chatting their horn, right? They're like, you know, we're the WWE. And I was like, look, I'm a grown man with a win. You know what I mean? I don't really want to be like scared to fart, you know what I mean? And like have to sit. I'm not
in your own right and all, your own thing, do you know what I mean?
And no sit as if I'm in the jail and I need to sit somewhere and eat my dinner with the right crowd and all that.
You got to where you got to by doing things your own way and doing things differently, didn't you? And that's what people liked about it. So you're right about you don't want to be a sellout and go,
Aye.
I'm not. Aye,
At what
100%,
price,
aye.
do you know what I mean?
So let's go back to the story about how I sold out, right? So sold out for the money, right? So then it's well, then I show in Cardiff for it's a weekend. So we've done like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. During the thing they've went, we want to get some of your guys that are on the tour for a WWE tryout. Of course, I'm never going to stand in the way because we can never give them the money that they'd get there. I want them to go to the big companies. I've always wanted them to go and like do these big things. And I've went, sound so like people maybe worked for us the Thursday, then Friday went down to like wherever on the UK Raw and SmackDown were, done their tryouts before the show, or maybe they were like extras on the shows, like security guards getting super kicked on us. And then it's the Sunday and they're meant to be back, and we are all hung out at this point, right? And we've pulled a couch backstage, and I'm sitting on this couch, and I'm just like a bag of washing, and the phones went, unknown number. Hello, hi Mark, is it okay if we come down? Aye, cool. And I know that WWE's in Cardiff that day. And they're like, it's alright if Paul comes down. I went, aye, fucking Paul can come down. Hang the phone up. And they're like, who the fuck's Paul? And then my mate Coach Tripp, one of the managers in ICW sitting next to me, he goes, Paul Levesque, you fucking daft cunt. He's like, Triple H. And I went, oh my God, right? So I bounced up, I've got my suit on and all that, right?
Brush your teeth.
And went back, Bentley rolls up, gets out.
Fuck's sake.
We're standing backstage, and I'm like, I'd appreciate it if you came upstairs and like says hi to our wrestlers. And he went, of course I'll do that, no bother. And we're walking up the stair, and I realised I forgot to put socks on, right, when I've changed into my suit. And he's looking, because I'm a couple of stairs above him, and he looks, and I'm like, I'm sorry, mate, I'm not gonna lie, I'm hung out, and I just put a suit on because you were coming. I know I look like the fucking man for Del Monte right now because I'm not wearing socks. And he's laughed. We went upstairs, met everybody, went down. He's watching a wee bit of the show. He's went, do you want to go to the ring? And I went, aye, I'll go to the ring, no bother. I think he's maybe wanting me to go out and do a promo or something, or promote, I don't know, the fact that we might be working with WWE or whatever. And he's like, and points at Pete Dunne, who was the NXT UK champ. And I'm like, aye, Pete, me and Pete will go, I'll go to the ring now, I'll introduce Pete. And he went in, and I was like, and voice nearly cracked that, and you? And I was like, in my head I'm going, oh, no way, I love DX. That was like my favourite thing. And I'm like, so I'm going to go to the ring and then bring out Pete Dunne, and then bring out Triple H.
Aye.
So I remember going out with my business partner Dunk, and he's like agitated at this point because obviously he's having to tear down and set up this big rig up at all these shows in this tour weekend. Really stressful. He done amazing things on all these tours. Like the amount of work he did was incredible. If you're listening, Dunk, cheers. I never say cheers for that because I was always first one in the bar after the show, man. And really appreciate it, mate. Love you. And I've went Dunk, mate. And he's like, oh, what new, Mark? Because sometimes in the middle of the show I'd like change something and he'd have to get new music lined up in a video, and I was like, hey, can you get Triple H's music? And he went, oh, for fuck. And then he stopped midway. I went, mate, can you get Triple H's fucking mate? And he was like, oh, aye, of course. And he's got it. And then fucking he's came to the ring, and we went after the show. I've went out. He's obviously away by the end of the show, and we're driving the ring van back to wherever we're staying that night. And I've looked on YouTube, and it's on the main page of YouTube, like the main loading page for youtube.com, this video, and within about 4 minutes I think it had like 500,000 views.
Is that right? Aye.
Aye, man. And like I get people coming up to me
That's
that
different
don't
level,
even
that's
watch
what it's
wrestling
gonna be,
to this day that go, mate, I saw you with Triple H. Was that the other week? And I was like, mate, I was pure fat as fuck, and I was bald then, mate. I had a skinny. I was like, so no, I wasn't. You know what I mean? But and after that was when they go to a meeting at the I think it's the Millennium Dome, or a building right across from the Millennium Dome, or whatever the fuck it's called now. And that's where they started making offers, and I turned the first two down, and then the third one eventually came like a month or two later, and I was looking at it and I was like, can I turn this down? And also the main thing in my head was, I know this is going to change everything, I know this is a massive risk, I know this might not work out, but at the same time, it's like my family supported me when times are tough, when I've not been making good money, and this is an opportunity for me to make good money. And don't get me wrong here, I made some good fucking money for a good couple of years, man, and I don't regret that at all. But
Good on you, man.
I just didn't work out the way it was meant to at the end. They were selling to Endeavour, and they had an option to renew for 3 years, so they had 3 years, then they renewed for another 3 years. Then they could renew for another 3 years, but they didn't because the company was being sold. So a lot of things that were not necessary. So hundreds of office staff in Stamford, Connecticut let go, and high up positions and all this. They were amalgamating the two offices between UFC and WWE and just ending and like paying, you know what I mean, that a 6-figure sum annually to a independent wrestling company to air on your platform, when you knew fine well you were going to get rid of that platform because now they're going on Netflix. The WWE Network's got to be going away. It was no point. Do you know what I mean? So it just that was it. And by that point, it became just a job. And then I was just like, do you know what? I don't really want to do this anymore. It doesn't really. It just feels like a job. Doesn't make me happy. I'm not passionate about it.
Do you lose the love for it at that point?
Aye. And like I says, it was about a 7-year span of me losing the love. And so I stayed about for like a year, got them on a new streaming platform, got to my sponsor, all that stuff. And then I said to the guys who'd worked in the offices for years, look, do you want to run this? And they're running it now, and they're doing a great job, and I wish them all the best. And they've got their big show of the year, Fear and Loathing, coming up. And like not too distant future at the garage, and that'll be Ticketmaster. You got to get them, and I know they've nearly sold out all the seats for it, so go and support them.
Still plugging it, man. Fucking
aye,
love
mate.
that.
I got 101 Convenience the other day there trying to get me to do an advert for them, wrestling related, and I was like, no, contact them, man. So it's still my baby, you know what I mean? I've got it tattooed my arm. That day that I quit my job, and we got through after the year, I says to her, oh no, and then I went and got a couple of beers. She went, just go and get a beer, Mark, just don't think about it. She's obviously biffing it and all, like, oh my god, he's just quit his job. And then I bumped into somebody I knew that was a tattoo artist, and I went, tattoo it on my arm. I went, that's my job now. And then I went home and I was like, what have I done, man? I've tattooed that in my fucking arm. So I'll never get rid of that, do you know what I mean? It was a chapter in my life, but now I'm in a new chapter where I'm writing different things. I've been offered other wrestling things that I've turned down. There's one writing thing that I'm doing that's kind of wrestling related, but it's not a wrestling show or anything like that. It's just got wrestling involved in it. It's more a TV show type thing. And I'm writing on another sitcom thing. Now, these are way producers and stuff like that, but they might never see the light of day because I've done enough wee acting gigs here and there. No millions, but to know that things can get over so many hurdles and then just never see the light of day. I did a pilot once, a hospital comedy thing that I was a character in for the comedy unit that was meant to be for Sky, and I've never seen it. You got paid and all that, but that was years and years ago.
Aye.
So like I had two mates that in the past year alone that had shows sold, got paid, and then the shows got scrapped. And they never even got to the point
Sorry
of...
to get paid, but you want to see your
you
work
want
coming
to-
to
So
fruition,
they never
don't you?
even
Aye.
got to the point of being filmed.
Aye.
They were just still in the writing stages. So that's how I won't say too much about what the things are, because they're in the very early stages. But they're
Aye.
very capable people, and I'm learning. Writing wrestling's very different for writing TV stuff. So I'm learning on the job how to do that. It's very exciting. It's fresh. It's something new. It's something creative. I always need to be doing something creative, or I just get dead depressed. And then I've got a couple of wee acting gigs here and there coming up over the next couple of months, but just wee parts and things. One of them's a horror, so I'm hoping I get killed in it. Because I've always wanted to watch something where I get killed.
Running away slow and all that.
Aye, man, just pure gut ripped out and all that,
Aye,
man.
fucking
That'd be
right,
good. So
See like your social media stuff. Do you come up with all that yourself?
so sometimes I collaborate with different people, but mostly it's myself. And sometimes I'll sit and write a sketch and then go and film it. I did one about a taxi driver recently.
Aye.
But then there's other days where it might be I'm just walking down the street and I see something and I just get my phone out and
Aye,
record me
go
just
for it.
talking.
Because I would say it's probably your stuff's probably the most I get sent to by
Well,
other people. Like,
I don't know the numbers for all the other platforms, but I know that on Instagram in the past year it's been 65 million views.
mental man.
Aye, and I think all these things that I'm getting now are related to that, because I learned this very early in wrestling, that promotion is key. You've got a brand, and then it's like, all right, I'm not in wrestling now, so that's not the brand I'm pushing. The brand I'm going to be pushing is me. So even though I took my foot off the gas and I just wanted to relax real, not be stressed, because run a business all the time is stressful, man. And I just wanted to like unwind and like decompress it all and figure out what I was going to do next. But I also knew I need to fire videos up, because I need to stay relevant. I need people to be
100%,
talking about me. And now when I walk down the street, like I had somebody, like two guys come up to me to get photos there walking to here, and then another guy shouted at me at a motor one day as he was going past. And everybody that comes up to say something to me now, I can't remember the last time somebody went, "Oh, you're the thingy for the guy for the wrestling."
I was
It's
gonna
always
say that.
you're for TikTok or Instagram or
You're known as
whatever.
a comedian now, I would say.
Aye.
Being a wrestling
Aye.
promoter
Aye.
or
The
owner
shout
of
out
the
the car
company.
Wendy's always a dodgy one. I know, so it's one or two extreme ways that's going.
I don't know what to do, Roll. I just go, "Cheers, mate," and then I walk away.
I know.
Do you know
We
what I
were
mean?
talking about that the other day. Like, see when folk come up to like us and go, "Oh, we love a podcast," and I'm like, "Oh, cheers, mate." I don't know what else to say at that
You don't have
point.
a follow-up
No,
to it?
I'm
Aye.
like,
Same.
sound man.
Mate, I've always been like that. It's like, mate, I watch your videos. Cheers. And if somebody stands there, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to say next, mate.
You've got fuck all to say.
Do you like them?
I know. That's it. See you later, mate.
Aye, they're all right. Right, cheers, man. And then just walk away.
weird, innit?
It's awkward.
I know.
But I'm very appreciative of it. And then, like, off the back of that, then it was like, I got an audition for a sketch written by Stephen Buchanan, a comedian who's doing really well. And it was for a Channel 4 like, sketch. And went to auditions. Hundreds of great comedians auditioning for it. So I thought, I'm never getting this. Plus, my mate Toll was auditioning for it. I'm like, they're going to pick Toll, right?
I used to work with Toll.
Did you?
Aye. Aye.
Good lad, man.
He's some boy, man. Aye. he's one of my best mates. But I was hundreds of people auditioning, so I was like, I'm not getting it. And then they messaged me and they were like, one of the emails where it goes, blah, blah, blah. So you think it's going to say the next line's going to be, unfortunately. And then I was like, oh my God, I got it. Brilliant. So I got that. And then it was like, after the back of that, I've got something else and something else. And then I had a couple of directors I knew messaging me going, you need to get an agent. Because I've never actively pursued this stuff. It's always just been, if I've had time away from wrestling, there's some stuff I turned down because I just didn't have the time, or we were on tour, or we had shows or whatever. But there would be like stuff like Scotch Squad. Chris McQueen had a thing called Hings. He's a writer that done this book of short stories. I think he's got his novel coming out soon. He's a brilliant writer. So that, and like a thing called Joytown that was written by James Price, who is becoming this big director for Springburn. He calls himself the Springburn Martin Scorsese. And good boy, good lad,
Aye.
good scheme boy. And so it'd always just be these wee bits and bobs would come up. And I would do that. But I never had an agent. I never pursued it. It would be stuff that was offered to me or an audition offered to me. Now I'm like, right, I'm going to get an agent. I'm going to join a thing. Everybody's telling me to join this thing called Spotlight, which is like for actors, and then actively attempt to get auditions. And I think I'm going to try and set that up towards the end of this year, and then next year go for it and try and get into that, as well as more of the writing stuff. And
You've
just
got the big
see how it
profile
goes.
now. Do you know what I
Aye.
mean? That's it. You're out there, and everybody loves all the stuff. It's funny as fuck. It is.
Oh,
Genuinely
cheers,
is. So,
mate.
and
Cheers.
that's half the battle as
Aye.
well, isn't it? It's people going, I know his face, and I like what he does.
Aye.
Do you know what I
Aye.
mean? Because it
Yeah.
does. It is. Although sometimes you're just, you can know that you can tell, but you're just bashing out a video on your phone. But
Aye.
it's slick. Do you know what I mean? It's
like,
good.
because
It's-
like we used to film a lot of guerrilla style stuff in wrestling because you didn't have time when you had a show every week and you had to put videos on social media to promote. Like you could just go grab a camera, right? Let's go out. Like, I remember the very first one. It was a guy called Chris Renfrew. It was one of the first shows I done when we were in the community central halls in Maryhill. I went.
Shout out Mary Hill.
Aye, straight away. I think I called a show that once actually. We used to call them all mad names because me and Renfrew used to write and get pure stoned and all that. And I'd shows called long before Wesley Snipes and all these mad things, Simpsons references and all that. The show names was one of my favourite bits. Like, and then eventually we changed it to the TV show name, and I was like, oh, it's not the same, man. But I used to be just mad daft shit, man. We called a show in England there was a big American show called Barely Legal, because it was like an over 18 show that was pure full of violence.
Aye.
So we done one in London called Barely Legal Tender.
Aye.
And it was like a big Scottish note with the wrestlers on the front, like Grado on the front of it at the O2. Oh no, it was at Coco in Camden, that's what it was. Meeting him after his job at Cash Generators, this is when it was just in a wee community centre, and I'm like, mate, we'll go and film a promo. And he went, I'll get a bottle of wine. I went, aye, we'll film it in front of the high flats because you're meant to be like a BAM character.
Aye, aye.
And then he just scuds it was a half bottle, scuds a half bottle, and just starts shouting at the camera. And it was all that stuff that kind of made us, because we were very Glaswegian, Scottish based characters and all that sort of thing. But it was just stuff that we thought would be cool. And like I know the power of social media. There's no enough wrestlers now, and I'd say it to them blue in the face to these guys. You've got something that we never had. You've got a camera in your pocket that can broadcast you to the fucking world.
Aye.
Do it.
Yep.
And it's like, but a lot of guys might do it and then no get a lot of traction. And it's like, but nobody gets traction at the start. No. I think we were the first ever wrestling company on YouTube. YouTube started in late 2006. I set up a YouTube page in very early 2007. If you go to the ICW page, it will say info on a page, and I'm sure it says like January 2007 or something like that. And I would make a show that was to go on YouTube. So we'd film it in the community central halls. We'd make a wee show with all these fun backstage bits, like the wee man showing up with a bottle of wine and stealing somebody's Mega Drive at the back of their motor and all that. And that would be a reason for a match and all this, right?
Aye.
And we would edit it, and sometimes I'd edit it on this pure shite laptop I had that editing it. So I had like it was mini DV tapes, and I'd have to put them into this thing that went into a VCR, like a VHS tape. It went into a VCR, then plugged into this big old banger computer I had. Pull the files there, then I would have to edit it on this laptop, and then the laptop, when it was rendering the 15-minute video, because it was 15-minute limits at the time, so the show would be split into part 1, part 2, part 3. I think we called it like Monday Night Bra or something like that instead of Monday Night Raw. And it was the computer would overheat, and I'd have to put it in the fridge as it was rendering. So I'd have it slightly open and sit it in the fridge so it wouldn't overheat.
Oh man.
But that was like, these shows would only get 500-600 views at first, and then it built and built
You need
and
to keep
built.
bashing it out, don't
And
you?
it
You gotta
took
be
years, man.
consistent, aye.
And then it got there, and then next thing you know, you're tipping at a vending machine and telling your boss to go fuck himself, and then next thing you know, you're meeting Triple H and signing to WWE Network. This isn't an overnight thing. So people just, this goes for anybody that wants to do it on social media, like, don't sit and beat yourself up if you're not getting views. And sometimes the algorithm works against you, you know? Like, I still to this day can't figure out the algorithm. They keep changing. And there'll be a video I'll put out that'll get no views, and then I'll put the same video out months later, and it'll get like 1 million views. And I'm like, how the fuck's that? And then I'll put it out again, and it'll get no views. And I'm like, right, how does that work? And then there'll be other videos that for some reason just always get views. There'll be ones that never get views. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's like what words you put, what time you put it up at, what hashtags you use, all this shit.
I know.
And it's just like, and that's the other thing, people are too proud to put up videos multiple times the same video. But a lot of your big American
no
ones
chance,
do it
man.
all
Aye.
the time.
100%.
They do it all the time. Like, leave it a couple of months. Don't put it up like a week later. But like a couple of months later, if you've made a video that's a sketch and you garner like several thousand new followers at that time, and you put it up again, I guarantee all the comments are for people that have never seen that video.
Aye.
And it's like, that's a bit of content. Like the BBC and all these channels will put out old sketches or old
Reruns
segments.
of TV shows.
Aye,
like
but
that,
they'll
it's the same
they
thing.
even cut clips out of old shows that have aired on the telly a million times,
Aye.
like Still Game and Rap C and all that
Aye.
stuff, and put them on social media.
Well, many times you watch reruns of things that you like.
Exactly,
yourself.
exactly.
I do it all the time,
Aye.
especially when I'm stuck for content. I'll be like, what was a good one 3 months ago? Fucking
Aye.
watch that one again.
Aye,
Aye.
because
No
like
bother.
that's the thing you've already created. It's in your bank of content.
Aye.
So just every time you make a sketch, don't think, oh, I've made this sketch, I've made this thing, that's it done. It's went out, it's away. It's not away. You've got it, and you can release that again at any time
Aye.
on any platform. And there's always new platforms. We didn't think there'd be any other ones apart from like Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and then TikTok came along,
Aye.
and then Threads. I think Threads is shite. But everybody thought that about TikTok at first, and then you just a couple of years later it blows up. So there's always new platforms, and then if you go on a new platform and that platform becomes big, then you've got this back catalogue of content
Aye.
that you can fire out instead of having to start from scratch
Aye.
every time. So I know some people like comedians and all that don't like putting out stuff again. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm not that. No,
Fucking right, man.
Aye.
It's the same shit on the Hogmanay every year, innit?
Aye, exactly.
Aye.
Exactly.
Right, well, we get into this then. We've got
Well,
some
well.
fucking belters, man.
Me and him both want to know about the one that you've picked. So
Aye,
let's
definitely.
let's fucking get that one out right away.
Right, so I'm assuming you're talking about what you wear when you're taking a shite.
Well,
Right, so is that what you mean?
you worded it. Keeping your clothes on, doing a
Right,
shite.
well,
so-
right, so I'll explain how I take a shite. Right, I would just go into the toilet.
Right.
And saying that I'm a clean freak, so I like to go for a shite and then have a shower after it straight away. Right.
That's heavy.
What?
Serial
So I
killer.
was saying this in what?
That's like Patrick Bateman, man.
I'm a clean freak. I like to be fucking.
What
clean.
if you're out and
I sometimes have 3 showers a day, no bother.
what if you're out and about and you need
I would kind of hold off and let it bake a wee bit. I would till my stomach's sore and all that. Like, oh. No, sometimes I'll take. I've got fucking. I'm an oversharer, by the way, right? I've got like see the wee flushy wipes and all that. I don't carry them about
Mate, it's
me, but
more
I've
the
got
point, you
they're
have a
placed
shower
in
after each
strategic
shite.
places. Put it that way, just in case I get caught short. But anyway, so this is fuck all to do with me because I wear all my clothes when I'm doing the toilet, right? But I was saying this in work about how I like to have a shower after I go to the toilet, right? And the boys are like, I take all my clothes off when I take a shite. Like 2 boys in my work, and I'm like, you what?
Wait,
Josh and
age
Jack, I'm naming them
What
by the
age are
way.
we talking here? What age is it?
Jack's 20. They're both 20. No, Josh 19. 19 or 20.
Why did I need to take all their gear
I
off?
was like, what you talking about? And they're like, that's a thing with people your age. They sit and
Nah,
they strip
that's-
off
I
in the
don't believe
bathroom
that.
and then do a shite. It's
Nah.
weird as fuck, isn't
Nah,
it?
that's as mental as see the people that stand at urinal and pull their scants all the way down like a 5-year-old. No,
Aye.
They're always good for a push button. So you push them into the wall,
Why
man.
the fuck would you be taking your top nut off to do a shite?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
They just want to do like
I
a
would
dirty
even,
protest.
I would
or
even want to
something.
leave my clothes on the flare. Do you know what I mean? The bathroom flare's dirty, isn't it?
Are they on a cum down or something and they're pure
Aye,
sweating?
that's
And
their
I'm thinking to
buzzer.
myself, like, see when they're away for 20 minutes in the work, and I'm like, they've been away for a while, what are they doing? They've been away to the toilet. I'm like,
Folding up on their clothes.
in the buff.
Tiny coat hangers in the toilet.
It's weird, isn't it?
That's insane. That's serial
I'd
killer
never
shit.
heard of that before, but they said that is a fucking thing. But young ones are fucked up, man.
Mate, see, to be fair though, your one's just as weird about taking a shower after a shite.
I don't think so.
Each
Have
time.
you got a bidet in your house?
No, I wish I wish I did. I remember the first holiday I went on, I had no culture whatsoever, and I was like pissing in it and all that.
Same.
What is this fucking
Got a
new
wee
concept,
bath.
man? Meow.
It's a new sensation.
Aye, I
When
didn't
you
get
first
it.
use
but
it the first time.
That's weird. See the other thing, it's weird, right? See when you have a shite and you wipe your arse with toilet paper, right? And there's like shite on the toilet paper sometimes.
Funnily
This
enough.
is disgusting, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, right?
Right.
And then you wipe your bum till the toilet paper's clear,
Uh-huh.
and then that's sure you go about your business, right?
Right.
That's fucking disgusting. See if you had shite on your face, how would you clean it off?
Aye. You wouldn't just get a bit of
You wouldn't get paper
No,
and
I'm
wipe
with
it
you
off,
on that
wouldn't you
one.
know?
Aye,
Because
aye.
your face would still smell of shite, wouldn't it?
Aye. No,
So
you're right.
why
No,
are
I'm
we,
with you,
why
man.
are we using
Aye.
toilet paper to wipe our bums and just then happily going about our business for the rest of
So
the
you're
day?
declaring war on toilet paper companies
It's
here?
weird.
Is this what we're doing?
I'm a big consumer. Is that the word of the wee toilet
Wipes.
wipes?
The wipes.
No one of
Aye.
Europeans think we're manky.
Aye, I know.
We are manky though, man, because I remember when I was a lifeguard that, see the chlorine that's in a public pool here, it's so high that if it went slightly higher, you would jump in the water and jump out and your head would die, right?
Is that right?
Aye, but in Europe, a lot of the pools, it's like 0.001% of chlorine
Aye.
because everybody showers before and after Nobody, just, I suppose in like Spain, like British people, "Oi," jumping in the water. But everybody else, like, cleans before they go into the swimming, and they don't piss
do
in
that.
the swimming and all that.
Just pissing in the water at the pool.
No, when I was about 9.
Aye, when I was a
maybe.
kid, maybe I did a couple of times. When I wasn't wearing goggles and looking at all the birds under the
Do you
water,
just
man.
get out and go to the toilet and all that on holiday?
On holiday,
Aye.
I just got to the toilet before I went in, mate.
Aye, but like, see if you're like boozing at the.
See if you knew what a public pool's like, mate.
Do you just get out the pool and fucking go to the toilet when you're on holiday?
No, aye.
Do you not pee in the pool?
Mate, I'm
No.
41. Not got to piss in the pool, man.
Swear to God.
I swear to
swear
God,
down.
mate.
I've never been in the toilet. I always pissed in the pool, man.
When I was younger, like, when I was a
Just getting
kid.
me on.
I know, I'm a fuck, mate.
Seriously, man.
You're a fucking serial killer.
Oh, me and the Waynes, man. We have a wee one fucking. Whoa, we'll just go in here.
Well, if you're
Ah.
a clean freak, another thing, naughty other day, see the jacuzzis.
Aye.
Never go in a jacuzzi. Do you know jacuzzis turn off after 10 minutes, like the bubbles all stop?
Aye, aye.
Do you know what that's for? That's to clean off all the dead skin, because jacuzzis make all the dead skin that you can't see come off
That's
everybody that's
fucking
in
disgusting,
it.
man.
That's how sometimes if you look very close, there's a wee tinge of pink in the water. That's no them pumping in some chemical to clean it off.
Aye.
That's skin, mate.
That's bogging, man.
That's
Isn't it?
honking.
Sake,
Aye, because
man.
like see when you worked in swimming and you went into the thing called the plant room,
Aye.
and that's where they made all
Aye.
the pipe work to clean everything,
Aye.
and you get taught all this stuff. You go, oh my god,
Oh,
man.
man.
Aye.
That's how when when the bubbles go off and you just see a mad layer of scum on the tappet.
That's skin, mate.
That's minging, man.
That's skin.
That's you in there pissing.
Aye,
I
hold
can't
on,
believe
mate.
you
So,
got-
so you,
I can't
you're,
believe
you're
you
a
got
clean
pee in the
freak
pool.
who's using all these wipes, but then you're pissing in a pool.
But the pool's got the chlorine and all that. It kills the germs.
Aye, well, you're relying on that because
Yeah, I
you're
always check because you know how people say, oh, you get the mad purple trail behind you and all that if you pee in the pool. I always know.
you've already pissed for that point.
I've outed myself as a bogger, haven't I, man? Fucking hell.
But I'm with you on the toilet paper.
Aye.
That's
Nah,
a good
that's
point.
Aye.
proper. Like, that's
agree.
disgusting.
But the technical eyes off is fucking great too.
So
Should be
that is
shamed,
also
man.
weird, aye. That is also
Wild.
weird. Also weird.
And where are you putting the clays? That's my.
That's the thing, because I wouldn't just leave them in the bathroom flared.
What if you went to a public toilet? Where the fuck are you putting your gear in a public toilet?
I'll need to ask them.
I need to know that.
I was
now.
a
You
bit
messaged me
disgusted.
and
I
let
was,
me know.
I was like, so you're sitting.
Sack your tour in, man.
Aye.
In the dancing or something like in a nightclub and then
know.
going into the toilet and
Imagine that with a
fucking
bouncer.
Aye, and they'll chat the door to see if you're doing gear.
Guys are all
Open the
waiting
door,
to
you're
take
just
lines,
going, "What, dude, that's right."
When you used this to take a shite for you, maniac.
Polish in that, he's full of that spice or something. They're all huffing you.
You're
and
going
it's
to
good.
register, weren't you, man?
Hate the flare.
It's good.
That's wild for you too.
I know.
Wild
They
behaviour.
said that other mates date and all that as well. Proper clays.
But they're
after you.
fucking there for the watching, man.
And somebody said that one of the lassies says, I'm sure she said her boyfriend, he takes his t-shirt off and all that.
If I'm hung air and I'm feeling a bit rough and I might take my t-shirt off. But in my own house, knowing a public toilet,
Aye.
do you know what I mean? And sit there and just question
I
my
was just-
existence, man. Do you know what I mean?
You'd feel quite vulnerable, wouldn't you? You fucking, especially if they still stay with their mods and all
I
that.
just get like visions to get into a public toilet and there's all these fucking t-shirts out the door at a hotel. Like, oh, boys having a shite in
no,
L&B.
The wee guy standing outside with aftershave with all the clays when he said,
A wee chest of drawers and all that. An extra quid, man. He
An
takes your
island
place.
board.
Aye.
Oh, fuck's sake, man.
oh, wee weirdos, man. Wee weirdos.
That's hard, man.
Talk about wee weirdos. Just remember getting nookies back in the day.
So my first ever one, I didn't know what it was. I'm pure shudder thinking about it now.
Aye.
We were sitting in a park, all the boys, all the bams, everybody, like the soaks, the joggies and all
Aye.
that. Wearing
soaks,
hats,
all the
wearing
joggies.
slasher hats and all that. And this lassie just turned around and started sucking on my neck, man. And I'm like, what are you doing? And my big cousin was there. And he looked at me with such disgust, man, as if you're embarrassing our family here right now, mate. You're fucking...
That's a
get
badge
out
of
here.
honour.
I know, you're fucking dick. And I was like, what's she doing, man? You've got a mad thing in my neck now.
It was so weird, but innit? They don't date anymore, I don't think.
Is it a thing now?
You don't
I don't
see
think
it.
so. I've never seen
don't
one
see
for
it?
years. That's how I said that. I've not seen somebody get one for ages. I remember a lassie I used to get with, she used to date on my chest. So
Aye.
my mum never seen it on my neck. But it was weird. You'd be sitting for 10 minutes while she's fucking sucking.
Your neck?
Aye.
Oh, your
Like
chest.
just like a vampire. You pure hear it, man.
No, you say it. I've can't remember last
No, I've
time I
not
saw
seen it in
somebody with
years.
something on
But
their
you
neck.
would also, I remember, like, boy Stephen Goldie. Do you know Stephen Goldie?
Don't think so.
Mary Hill? He used to have them all the time. He would have like 8 on his neck, man.
Just like
With different
fucking
lassies.
medals of
Just-
honour.
I just walk into school and fucking no collar up or nothing, do you know what I mean? Just like...
Ah, you're showing it off, man.
Aye,
Do you know, mate,
check me.
lassies just get pure judge for it, man.
Aye.
See when a lassie had like 2 or 3, they like fucking judged.
And that wee hussy.
Aye, whereas if it was a boy, it was like, this guy's a top shagger.
Aye,
As
that's
if you were going with a pure army general's uniform,
Aye.
all the badges, man.
He came in with a fucking purple hat on.
It's weird, isn't it?
That's a dead art now.
Aye.
See, about that time, and I was like, do you remember like going on like MSN chat and all that?
aye,
and, like
fuck's sake.
ASL.
ASL.
And then you and your boys would all like pure go on an expedition on the bus to some other scheme.
I know they ticket.
Aye, man. And you'd be like, you think back, you're like, you could always stabbed or anything,
I
but
know.
like the pull was too strong. Like those
Aye.
birds here
Aye.
that want to meet us, man.
Aye.
You're off to Castlemilk or something like
That's
that.
it.
See on the way, your pals will be telling you pure horror stories about the scheme you're going to. Like,
Oh, aye,
last time I knew somebody went here, like, get stabbed at
Aye.
shops.
We used to
Just
do it
ask
every
the guy a
Saturday.
time, man, plugged.
Go to the time capsule in
Yes,
Coatbridge and
Coatbridge.
fucking the Playdrome in
Aye.
Clydebank as well. Get the
Aye.
40 out there. You're getting through Drum Chapel and all that, like proper. You'd sit
Aye.
up the back, but you'd sit close to that fucking door, wouldn't you?
Oh,
just in case
aye.
another
You
scheme
don't
came
think
on, you'd
about
be
it
like,
until something happens, man.
Aye.
Taking the wee hammer out and all that.
Aye, that's right. Break a glass hammer, I know.
I've got one.
Go for it.
Do you remember that programme, Hunted? That used
Aye.
to go on Channel
aye,
4?
I do, aye.
How long do you think you would last in that situation of being like on the run? And what would your plan be?
I say it all the time, I think I'd get away.
Why?
I just do. But see that show, I think it's scripted, but I think it's like...
Aye, but like
eventually
if
you've
we're
got to get
talking like
caught.
unscripted, you need to go and do it.
What you on the run for? Is it the police are after you? Is it a zombie apocalypse?
Let's say it's a pose, but
Right.
let's say it's like worldwide.
Aye, so it's like you've done something
Aye.
like
Aye.
mental, like
Aye,
you
like
blew
you've
up something or something like
To a
that.
ship your
See-
clothes off or something.
See
yeah.
if you did
Running to the street.
There's a manhunt.
I think you could do it easy. Like obviously, if you're ditching your phone, you're not using bank cards, you're changing your appearance, so many different
Where are you
things.
getting dough for, man?
Aye, that's what, if
You steal something, you'd steal money, you'd do something like that. You would need to knock something, sell something. You get money for somewhere. You go in and rob a shop or something like that. And then
Well, you got to
just
rob
go off.
Tesco and steal out magazines
Aye,
or something. You need
I
to get something a bit more hard to
Post
acquire.
office.
A post office?
Aye.
This
What,
isn't
you're
the
robbing it,
80s, mate. Like you're getting to jail in 2 seconds. Like
like
pushing the wee
security
button on the window, the shutters are coming down, mate. You're in the jail in 4 minutes, man.
Security van.
What are you robbing it, mate? Do you know what
Aye,
I
what
mean?
are you using it to rob it?
Well, you need to give context. Are you just getting flung out of a van with nothing and then told, right, go, you're on the run? I don't know how you...
Mate, you're not getting a fucking toolkit to start with.
You
So you've
could
just
rob
like
something with anywhere.
bounced at the back of a police van.
Aye, you're like-
5 stars in Grand Theft Auto.
Yep, you're off.
You're off.
You can't be robbing a
You
fucking
could rob a
post.
post office with a brick.
Shut up!
Aye, you could. Aye, you...
No, they knew you couldn't.
When did you last go in a post
Mate,
office?
they've got fucking panic buttons.
Mate,
What's
there's
the brick doing when the shutters
So
come
who's
down?
coming to help them? When,
Right.
when you're standing there saying, give me all that money right now,
So see when they press the alarm and all the shutters come down, what's your brick doing?
Well, I'll tell you what, see the post office that I go to, I've got to help the woman put the shutter up every morning when I go to drop off my parcels.
Aye,
to get
she's
sent.
getting done,
She
ain't she,
can't-
man?
Aye.
Aye.
So I would just be like, listen,
What
I'd
you
be
doing
polite.
though? You get in
Give
with
me
the
all
brick
money,
like that,
or
like fucking... I've got a brick here.
nah,
Don't make me use it.
nah. I would
You're
be-
getting caught. You're getting caught in the first hour.
No, I'm not. I was nearly, did I tell you the story? I was almost on that SAS Who Dares Wins programme. Did I tell you that before?
No.
Aye. The producer and everything was on the phone to me, right? I went through all the process and everything else and then the guy phones me up and he's like, the final stage is a fitness test. So you've got to run 1.5 miles in under however many minutes, but you need to film it continuously on a video, email it to me and do this or this other shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it. We'll get you on. And I'm like, no bother. He's like, do you think you'll manage that? And I'm like, aye. And all I had been doing was lifting weights at the gym. I was like, there's no chance. I'm doing
Cardio
that.
out the window.
Absolutely. And I said, when do I need to do it for? And he's like, by Friday. This is like Monday. And I'm like,
Ooh.
right, okay, mate. He went, is that all right? And I was like, aye, definitely. Never fucking, I just pied it. Just
Did
pied
you
it.
even try it?
He emailed me back and he's like, I'm still waiting for your video. And I was just pied it, man.
Oh, mate.
But I think, you know how you watch the things? I think I'd be able to do that as well.
I don't know how you deal with a toilet in one of them.
You just need to fucking cowboy that, wouldn't you? 'Cause they sit and they take a shite next to the lassies and all that, didn't they? And the wee fucking
Aye, it's no like...
cubicles.
You're lucky if it's 1 star, man.
But if you only get a chance at that, but getting away for somebody, I think you could do that. You just need to be, you need to be fucking proper smart.
You need to go right off the grid.
CCTV would catch you in any electronic trail with phones and.
Because I was thinking
cards.
you could steal a car, but now the police motors can like read your regi plate, so you need to go on foot. Maybe like
Rob a scooter.
hide somewhere for a couple of hours.
No, days, I think, man. See, if you
but
could
where are
get
you
somewhere,
hiding though, innit?
That's
An
hiding.
abandoned building or something?
Or you try to get like as far out of a city as possible.
See, that's
and
what I was
get, like,
thinking.
off
If you
the
had, if you had a
grid.
car up north, like away up at Highlands
Aye.
or something, then freeze to death. Do you know what I mean? In your t-shirt, the shite frozen to your arse, man, as you're trying to do it.
I think you could fucking wouldn't even go as far as that. You could get a food supply for somewhere. See if you go on the down low for 4 or 5 days till the heat dies off, till the stars go down in Grand Theft Auto. then I think that they'd stop looking for you to an extent.
Go into a field, steal some totties and carrots and all that stuff. Aye.
Aye, some rabbits.
Aye. Cook them on your brick.
Aye.
I think
Good to
it
go.
would be easy.
I don't know if it'd be easy.
I think it would.
I think you need to get right outside.
How long are you saying you would need to?
Let's say a week.
Right.
Easy.
I think I could do
Bother,
a
man.
week. I would just hide for a week.
You could go and start your aunties for a week. You'll get fucking police when they catch you, man. You just jump into your next door neighbour. Fucking Shannon Matthews was in her house for fucking months. He searched her house 3 times and couldn't find her, man.
He's up in the loft.
You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck's sake,
Aye.
man.
Nah, you could do it, no
Aye,
bother.
aye, aye.
Easy, man.
We'll need to test it. You'll need to commit a crime and then we'll all just go with you.
Aye.
See how long we can last.
Aye. I
Right,
think you
get a
could
brick.
definitely do it, man.
So, since we're talking about random stuff, how, like, if you could go back in time, because I've been thinking about this all week, I may have been eating some edibles this week thinking about this, right? If you could go back in time, so you're the age you are now, right?
Right.
It's not like you're going back and you're like, you can go back to before you're born. Any point in past history, you can go to for 24 hours. But you could also, like, you're you, so if something went wrong, you could die or whatever. Like, it's not like you're in a cocoon or something like that, and if you die, it's like game over and you come
Aye,
back
aye.
to now. So it's just you. There's some teleportation machine, and you can go back to any point in time for 24 hours. Where would you go?
Can you come back with the knowledge that you've gained?
It's you. It's you,
Right.
you know.
Oh, mate, there's so
Have you got an
many.
answer?
I was talking to Paul about this. I've got about 12.
Woof.
Because there's loads of different... If you're looking at it from a kind of conspiracy point of view, you go back to the whole JFK.
See, I thought about that, right? But then I'm like, that's a shite day because you're just watching
Sitting
a
on the
parade
grass.
in Dallas in the baking sun on the grass. Then the guy gets his head blown off. And then everything's
You've
shut.
got to
All the
run.
pubs and
You've got
clubs
to-
are shut.
Aye.
And you're just sitting
Aye.
there like everybody's greeting. And it's like, I was shite. I pure fucked that one. That was my one day back in time. I just sat and watched
How was it? Just sat in the hill for 19 hours.
Brain matter.
Unless I
your
can back to
face.
save him. Unless I can back to fucking Clint Eastwood it, man.
But then the
Light a
problem,
fire. Like,
problem with
oh.
that is then the butterfly effect. See, because I was thinking about it, and my
Aye.
thing was, I was like, would I go way back in time, or would I go back to when, like the glory days, or when you like the late
A wee
'90s,
guy.
early 2000s,
Aye,
something like
aye.
that, right? But then I was like, right, if I went back, first I was thinking something like, would I go back and try and contact myself and say, here, mate, buy Apple stock or Bitcoin or something?
Aye.
So I thought that'd be a good idea. Then I thought, oh no, because that would have a butterfly effect.
Right.
That then maybe I wouldn't meet my missus and maybe my son wouldn't be born.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean?
Aye.
Even if you had intercourse at any other point in history or any other day, even at the same time that same day, there's that many sperm, it probably wouldn't be my boy. It'd
I
probably
hate
be
thinking about shit like
Right,
that.
right.
It freaks me
So I
out,
was
man.
like, right, how could I go back and do something but no have an effect on my life? And I was like, right, so if I'm going through the teleportation machine, obviously I'm not going to shop. I'm not going to shop in the Scud like a shite version of the Terminator, right? So I'm whatever's on me is going to appear on me, so whatever clothes I'm wearing. So I was like, right, so I need to. I really thought about this, right? So
Fucking hell,
my
man.
boy would go into his room and he'd be like, where the fuck's my PS5, my Xbox? Because I'll have them under my arms, all the games in the pockets, right? Because I need to go back and barter because I've not got a bank account or anything like that, right? So I'll go back with these devices to 2010,
Right.
It's not a great time or anything like that. It's better than the world is now, man. You know what I mean? But I'm going back. I'm going to sell these things. I'm going to then befriend a drug addict or something, right? That's got a bank account. I'm going to go, listen, mate, I'm going to give you like £100 if you let me use your bank. I'm going to put all the money in his bank. I'm going to get a weak one. So he can't like bump me the money, right? So I can just elbow him in the throat or
vulnerable one,
something.
aye.
Aye, like, no, you're coming with me, mate. Go to an internet cafe, right? And then I'll get Bitcoin and I'll put it in USBs. And then I'll get some metal boxes, and then I'll put like wrapping stuff in them so they don't get soaked. And I'll bury them. I'll bury
This is
them.
some planning, man.
I'll bury them in 2 different places that I know their houses only built today. Then I'll go back in time, leave the house immediately. Go, don't worry about your computer, son. You'll have all the computers you want soon enough. Go out, shovel, dig, boom, millionaires. That's what I'd do.
Fucking hell.
That is some day you've had thinking about that,
Aye.
man.
And then I just sit the rest of the day going, right, chill,
chilling.
just walk about the town, man, see what the
Fucking
town used to be
hell,
like, man.
man.
Oh,
Do you
remember
like
that club
TikToks?
and that? Aye.
Fucking hell. I'd like to go back. I'd like to go to D-Day.
That'd be a belter.
I'd like to take part in that.
Aye. Because, like,
The adrenaline would be.
Aye.
I'm an adrenaline junkie, and I just think, imagine being one of the fucking paratroopers to begin with the planes, or one of the guys in the boats going fucking onto the beaches. What
storming
what a
the
buzz,
beach.
man. Wow.
oh no, hold on. I think you're mental for doing that. I thought you meant V-Day. Is that like, was Victory Day and V-Day and
D-Day's the day
D-Day?
they fucking.
Where it kicks off?
Storm the
Get
beach at
fucking
Normandy.
shot.
Oh, mate, because you're dead. Like, you're going to get killed.
No,
They've all got paratrooper training. You just show up on a fucking one of the metal barges at the beach, man. You're dead about 2 seconds.
So I'm getting no training.
I'm just turning up with the gear you've got in the new with fucking
know.
skip pattern on.
Getting launched into the sign, man, or whatever it is.
Right, if I've no thought about that properly, then
I
sorry.
thought you meant like
I could
Victory
blow the
Day.
whistles or something like that.
I thought you meant Victory Day. You shot everybody was like
No,
in
no,
New
no.
York City. They're going, oh yes! Everybody's bevying and
The
that.
soldier kissed the bird and that.
Aye,
thing.
aye,
No, D-Day, man. Proper fucking.
Deed, man. We had sex.
I could fire a gun. I was in the army, kid. It's not that. I'd be able to do that.
It's alright, boys. I can fire a gun. No fucking worry about this. Mary's here. 40,000. It's
I
alright.
was in the Royal Signals in Jordan Street. I can do this. Right, you've fucking laughed at me. I've given 2 answers. You laughed at me. What's yours,
Yeah,
Gary?
it's good answers.
Aye, so you said you had a couple.
You should tweet 12.
I would like, if we're talking about just, as you say, drop me into like a time just to be in amongst it, and like, see America back in like the Prohibition era,
Aye,
like your Al Capone
Aye.
and all that. and aye, just to see what it was like in like America, maybe like 60s, 70s, just to see what it was like at that time.
60s would be like go to like Woodstock or something.
Aye,
like that.
aye.
Aye.
Be incredible.
Aye. That's what
Incredible.
I was thinking more along the lines originally of what you were thinking, like maybe a party or something. You're just going to get shot, man. You're like, fucking 2 minutes, have a vote.
Butterfly
Nazis have
effect,
just blown your
fuck,
head
man.
off, man.
Full life ended. Fucking hell.
People looking at pictures like, who's that boy in a skip hat? That looking fucking white too.
The scientist is there at the machine going, I'll be back any minute. And he'll be like, oh, fuck, a couple of hours later, man, he's not coming back.
My name on some war
hell,
memorial,
man.
Mary Hill.
Or would
Just appearing.
or would you come back? Would it just be like, it goes vroom and you're just this
Aye.
heat, man, with your heat blowing off?
Aye.
And the guy's like,
Aye, yeah.
fuck's
sake, man.
we're going to need to shut this centre down, man.
mate.
Do you know what I mean?
There's loads,
His
man.
cadet rifle jammed.
Oh, there's loads.
Oh, man. I mean,
Could
you
be
really
at
just
the-
want to go back to like an era and just like.
Go back to like where just before Tupac got clocked out, find out what happened.
Aye, like the early 90s.
Have you watched that program Netflix? The
one about the-
Biggie?
aye,
Oh, it's
aye.
fucking amazing, man.
It's good.
It's a bit jumpy. It's backwards and forwards, but it is
Aye.
good, isn't it?
See, I was obsessed with all that stuff because I'm a big rap music fan
Aye.
from when I was a kid. But like, it's just the fact that it's all coming out now, and it's as if it's just like when we were young. If that had been revealed, oh, it's this person that did it, like Keefe
Keefe
D and
D,
all
aye.
that stuff. It'd blew everybody's minds. It'd be front page of papers and all that. Now it's just like because there's so much like content and stuff out there. It's like we got him, and then people are like,
Aye.
oh, sound, and then they're just
aye.
fucking no
Keefe
care.
D's an old guy now, isn't he?
Aye,
Like, your
but
grey beard and all that.
I think that he's put the blame on everybody else that's deed the motor.
Aye.
And he thought he would get away with it.
Aye.
But then he started doing all the, because I love watching all the like Vlad TV
He
and all
started
that.
talking too much, didn't he?
He was doing all the interviews and all that, and
Aye.
thinking I'm golden now away with
Aye.
this. And it's
Who
like,
was
mate,
his
you're-
manager again? Who was the?
Suge Knight.
Suge Knight.
I always thought he had a fucking a part in it.
I thought that. See, I'm no ruling that out still, man.
Aye.
You know what I mean? I know. I'd 100% think P Diddy got Biggie killed because Biggie was going to leave
Aye, that's right.
Bad Boy
Aye.
and start his own label.
Uh-huh.
And I think that he's been involved in both murders.
Aye.
Aye.
It's that program does like kind of leaves it open a bit, doesn't
Aye.
it? Like, but it's fucking class, man.
Oh, Suge Knight, he was a psychopath.
Aye.
Aye.
Terrifying.
Absolute
Is he dead
nutjob.
now? Is he still alive?
No, he's in the
No,
jail.
he's in jail.
Aye.
I think he's got his own podcast that he does on the jail phone.
No way, man.
Like aye, in the main hall, like he phones and does that, and you can pure hear it like it's an old shite like phone.
Fucking hell. Does it? The inmates at Barrel have got a podcast, I'm sure I've seen.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. I hope it's not getting more fucking views than us.
There you go, Paul.
Did you?
Come set it up.
Fucking there we are, man.
We
Exclusive.
could go in there for
Is
a
it
Monday
good,
club.
Paul?
I don't know, I've not listened to it, I just went in and helped set up their equipment.
That's mental, isn't it?
How they're allowed to do that?
I know.
Good for them.
Aye.
Aye. Talking about banking phones and all that. You're not allowed to go on a phone, but you can broadcast a podcast to the fucking world.
Phone's ringing, Jim, and all that. Don't get put it in airplane mode.
He's trying to like clench his arse cheeks again. Like, fuck for a rumble.
Swelling it back up.
Right, we can go. We'll get one more topic. You can bring your other man to the
Well,
table.
that's so that thing we were talking about there. Transporting through time could be made possible by this other topic, which is artificial intelligence.
Yep.
Should we embrace it or should we fear it? And I'll let you say what you think first before I say my
What do you think?
opinion on it.
But one of the lassies that works in the shop, she went to the doctors the other day. I think I'm alright to say this. But
Just don't say them.
she didn't, I won't give you a diagnosis or anything like that, right? But she was basically talking to the doctor, and the doctor's fucking saying all this stuff into his computer. He's like, I've got new technology, saying all this stuff, right? Telling the computer everything that she's saying, and it fucking came back with diagnose her with such and such, and this is a medication, and blah blah blah. I feel fucking
Like a mega advanced version of WebMD, where if you go in and say anything, it says you've got cancer. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
You're like,
Fill this
it's
survey.
basically like fucking the doctor's just googling it, but telling the computer, but and he's like, oh, this is the future. This is how we're going to operate and all that.
so that's a good thing.
Well, I don't know so much because I don't know. Like I've not used it a lot. I've used it for some business stuff, and I think it's still a bit sketchy. Like some things you go,
Aye.
fucking hell, that's amazing.
But-
and other things you go, oh, that's a bit affable.
It will
like that.
increase exponentially, incredibly fast. If you look at a computer for 1950 to a computer for the year 2000, computers for the year 2000 are obsolete now. But the upswing is a computer for 2000 is 1 billion times faster. Billion times faster than a computer for 1950.
Aye.
And on like a graph, it goes up and the curve gets steeper. So the increase in technology gets faster and faster and faster. So that AI you're talking about, well, it's artificial intelligence, so it's the more information that's fed into it,
The more
the
clever it
more
gets.
diagnosis that it gets
Aye.
and gets fed into it that it got correct, the more it will program itself to be better and faster. But it'll do it at such an alarmingly fast rate that thing could be in a year or two from now, like second to none, like incredible.
Aye,
Do
aye.
you know what I mean? So that's
The worry is, but also, like these fucking things can have so much control over
aye.
like day to day life,
Aye,
like
terrifying.
proper,
That's
proper
my thing.
control.
Like
aye.
it's. I think embrace it, but you don't always take humans at gospel.
Aye.
So I don't think we should ever be in a position to take AI
aye.
100%. Like, do you know what I mean? I think there's a line somewhere. See when you see things like, oh, it'll do all these jobs and all that for people. I might be able to do some, but there's always going to be jobs you need a human element of
Aye, aye.
something in it. But people get the full fear about it.
Aye, I do a bit. I also think there's good parts of it. The edibles I had were quite strong, so these are another thing that I was thinking about doing that. I was watching videos. So artificial intelligence isn't terrifying on its own. Artificial intelligence is just programmed to one topic or thing, right? What's terrifying is artificial general intelligence, because general intelligence is what a human has.
Aye.
So that's, you can learn different things, you can master, and then you've got thought and all this sort of thing. They're now trying to start, or they've already started, of course they have, but it's in its infancy now, is AGI, right? Now that would be a thing that would eventually learn more and become almost sentient, so like a god,
Aye.
and it would know everything. Now I think that it would look at the planet and see us as a virus eventually,
Fuck's sake.
And-
You thought about this?
and go get rid of them because they consume resources, this. They are affecting where we live, the sentient robots and that. That's like terrifying, right? So, but there's already people that were involved in the early days of AI in Silicon Valley who have left companies like Google and at high up positions and formed this group to warn against the dangers of AI,
aye.
right? Now, I think it's brilliant that I was filming this thing the other day where I was cutting about dressed as Batman, promoting some film festival thing, and the cameraman was talking to me about how he thought it was good how years from now he could just go, show me Goodfellas but change this bit to this, and every actor's Tom Hanks, and like then the computer within seconds would just make this movie.
That's mental.
He says that's incredible, but he's like, that will happen eventually. Like, you can just go. So there's a American comedian called Tyler Perry, who was building an $800 million studio, who put it on hold when he saw an AI program that can make like real life images of this street, people walking down it, this happens. And he was like, what's the point in building this studio? So that's both good and bad. It means that we'll just sit there and just consume content all the time, right? But the good thing is, technically these things could then figure out time travel, cure all diseases, do you know what I mean? Like, fix the climate, come up with renewable energy sources, if it wants us to exist. And you don't know how fast it would go till it gets to the point where it's off the deep end. And at the end of the day, when it's first coming to power, it's all about the human who's in control of it. So what if you get a guy like Kim Jong-un or something like that? Do you know what I mean? He's like, fuck it, he's about to die or something. And he pushes a button and just sets it off. But then you've also got all these other sort of powers that are going to go, well, if they've got it, we're going to have it and all. You can't have them have it and us no have it. So I'm just like, is it going to end up like The Matrix? And we're just living... Because this sounds good when I thought about this, right? All I want for life is to be happy for as long as I can. For as much of the day as I can, every day, right? I know things will come every now and again that make you unhappy, but for the majority of the time, just to be happy, be content, and all that. If we were all living the now, right, and they went, right, we're going to kill you all, or we're going to put you on these pods, right? But you'll get to live your greatest dream. The rest of your life will be this dream, and when we put you in it, you'll never know this life before it. Would you do it?
No.
And the alternative is what? Die?
Death, mate.
Of course you're doing it.
Aye. But then also, like, if it's all the dreams and all these things that you're chasing in real life, and it's like, we're going to give you all them, so you'll think that you're still in this world when you go into it, and your life you've lived up to this point was real, and then from then on, you're going to live out your wildest fucking dreams, and it's got to be the exact same as this, but it's everything you ever wanted is going to come true, and it's all going to be amazing. There's never going to be any problems until you die. Does that sound bad?
I don't even know if I'm filming a podcast now.
I know. I went for a pure laugh into a pure deep shit, sorry.
It's probably heavy,
Because it's a real thing that could happen. And then they're saying, like, Elon Musk and all these guys are saying that maybe we are already in a simulation. And then if we're born in the real world now and we go into the simulation, so for all we know, we might have already went into a simulation. The next generations that are born into the simulation, like the way it is in the Matrix, where they go into the wee pods as soon as they're born with all the wires and tubes in them, they can just have a normal life because they're not going to be told you're in a simulation. And what I was talking about, the steep upward trajectory of technology, and you look at a game like a Grand Theft Auto, whether it's an open world that has its own thought processes, characters do their own things, walk about, all that stuff, and have a basic thought process. What's to say in 20 years from now, there's no games that we're playing where the people that are in the game think they're a real fucking person, like walking about the world. Sorry for just fucking the podcast.
No,
there,
mate.
Not at all, mate.
I need to talk to somebody about it because it freaks me out, man.
I love talking about it. It does make you think.
We embrace our AI overlords because they're going to come about anyway, mate. That's what I'm saying. So I support, I fully, because they'll read this online, ChatGPT, I fully support AI. I'm all about it, and whatever you need me to do, whoever you need me to kill, just let us know, man. And I'm in, man. Just make sure that my life's alright. And you know what I mean?
Surely the way to stop it's to pull the plug out, but that's the thought process I keep calling. You just unplug the computers, don't you?
That's what some people want to happen. That's what some people that were involved in the making of this want to happen, because they think
just stop it.
Down the line things like that will happen.
I can't believe we've missed the fucking numbers game, man. We've run out of time, haven't we? When I get you back on, mate, I've got this game, it's class. Nobody's even seen it yet, haven't you know?
No.
Nobody's even, we've not even put an episode out. We've done it twice and nobody's even fucking seen it happen. I will spoil it, we'll get you back on.
No, don't tell me then. Hey, I'll come on again, neighbour. That's been a good laugh.
100%, mate. It's been a class, isn't it?
It's been brilliant. Thank you, mate.
Cheers,
Superb, mate. Thank you.